You see it now? All right. We go through the farmer's fields. We get back into the desert mountainous, and we get to what I call gangbusters overdrive drill points. Again, we're back to the hundreds of thousands, it looks like, or just tens of thousands, maybe, I don't know. Going across all of there and there and there. Up to here. So what did I just show you? Earthquakes following in a diagonal line down to here and coming off the San Andreas over to the drill points up here. It goes down and over and impacts. Then it carries on. So what's beyond it there? Out into the Mojave Desert. And we have a diagonal line of quakes coming from up here and going down to the Garlock Fault. Now up here, Volcano Peak. Let me show it to you. Going from just north side of Volcano Peak. Those are lava flows. But on the north side of Volcano Peak is this, Cozo Field. And the geothermal drill points for steam again. And they straight up drilled into the old spatter cones to get the steam. All right, so we pick up there, and our earthquakes go in a diagonal line down to the Garlock here. And right here, where the Garlock meets into Ridgecrest, this is the rocket test facility. Oh, dude, they just keep going. I get in trouble, all right? We start talking about the rocket stuff. Anyway, the Ridgecrest rocket test facility right out here, right down through here. Not going to show the exact spot. That all being said, earthquakes are going past the rocket facility. It has nothing to do with the rocket facility. It stops short of it. Or going past it, I'm sorry. Going past it. Now, down to the south, we're going to wrap this up. Southern California, we're going to be on watch for a new 4.5 to 5.0 earthquake. We're going to have to wait for the earthquakes up north, I think. So, by the end of the 7-day period, I think we will be, 7 to 10-day period, we will be in Southern California, or talking about Southern California, with a 4.5 to 5.0 quake. Now, the location, not just anywhere in Southern California, we would look right down here to the south, right along the border at San Diego, where all these quakes point down to. We have that 4.5 that's going to be coming into the south. We're going to watch for it up to the north. If you don't know about the 4.5 to the south, this gets me into the final part of this whole broadcast, which is to tell my viewers in Hawaii, aloha, much love. You guys are due for a 4.5 to 5.0 right down here, right smack in the middle of this little triangle of earthquakes. Triangle of quakes going from up at Mauna Loa down to Bahala, up east, far northeast of Pu'u'o'o. In the middle, it's a no-brainer. It's happened over and over again. You keep getting the same sized earthquakes that are striking up here. So if you're at 4.3 to 4.8 up here, stands to reason it'll come down, as always, come in 4.3 to 4.8 here. Let's just say up to 5. Then, following the fracture zone over to the east, over to Baja, new 4.5 to 5.0 there. So Hawaii's on the traverse point in between Kamchatka and Baja. And the way it goes, the wave follows the undersea mount chain down over into Hawaii, impacts here, follows the fracture zone due east, and the wave impacts here. Okay, I hope you understand. Final point, I'd like to recommend a few other channels. I've already given shout-outs to Paul Cook and John Levi and Silky over there in Iceland. Let me also recommend that you guys go and find your own seismic update channels that will give you just the earthquake information. Now, this gets into the last part of what I need to tell you. And I'm not going to rant about it too hard because there's no changing this. A new earthquake program has been developed, and everyone's using it. Except for me. I'm not allowed. They put out a statement. The person who made the earthquake program that everyone's using now put out a statement saying that anybody who does earthquake forecasting is a scammer. And they won't let me use it. I'm not allowed to use the earthquake tool everyone else in the world is given access to. Just as a... And it's not a scam. I've already put out the how to forecast an earthquake step-by-step method that anybody is welcome to check and test. And let me just take you over to my YouTube channel, if I can even get there. Jeez. Take you over to my YouTube channel and show you. It's on my community page, and it's in my videos. It's step-by-step instructions. Anybody can repeat this. And this information's old. I put out a new video a month ago showing everybody if you don't understand the principles. So anyway, I'm not allowed to use the new earthquake program that everyone else is allowed to use, because the creator of the program said such and such. And I would like to see where they tested my method. I mean, if we're into science, where the hell did they test it? And surely they recorded it in video, because you wouldn't test earthquake forecasting, because, like, let's just say you get it right. You know, you prove it right, you would want your name tied to that immediately. You'd be like, oh my God, I'm the person that verified it. Right? And if it doesn't work, you would want that recorded too. So where are they? Where do they test it? I'd love to see, and I got to make sure that they follow the steps. I got to grade it. I've got to see if they follow the steps. Anyway, I can't use the new earthquake tool that everybody else gets to use, because the creator of it has already said preclusively, inclusively, whatever, precluded, and saying that it's not possible, and that earthquakes are completely random. And furthermore, saying that anybody who does earthquake forecasting is a scammer, and saying that earthquakes strike everywhere all the time, and that's how earthquake forecasters are getting it right. That's their excuse. They say earthquakes hit everywhere all the time, and they're random, and that it just doesn't make sense. Right? Like, that's asinine. For instance, the earthquakes are going down across and following the edge of the craton, going up to the northeast. This is one of my biggest discoveries. And now that we know that there's a spread of earthquakes following things, it's not random, and the earthquakes are related magnitude to each other, one across the other as the wave spreads out. These people don't understand what they're denying. And to deny me access to use it, fine, I'll make my own. I will have to make my own earthquake program, since I'm not allowed to use the one everybody else is now using. But I find that highly anti-scientific when the person who made it hasn't shown where they tested the method that they're denying. Science schmience when it comes to that crap. Pardon my language, kids. 9-year-old Army's up in arms. We're on YouTube. It's 12:12 a.m. Perfect time to sign off. Mystical numbers. I don't practice any of that crap. I know I got a bunch of weird viewers who do. You got damn hippies. All right. Do you have an earthquake plan? Let's wrap it up, class. You got an earthquake plan? Did you finally do it? Did you look around your house and figure out that you don't have anything worthy of getting under? Like I did? We have a glass kitchen table. I have a particle board desk. I'm not even following my own advice. I need to make a geopolymer earthquake desk or something. Something that will hold the weight of my entire house if it falls. But really, now being serious, you need to be able to take shelter underneath a table or a desk. And it will protect you from falling drywall, falling glass fixtures, ceiling fans, anything that could fall. And that's good. Now, if you're in a structure that won't withstand a large earthquake, you do need to have, even though it's not recommended to go outside, you do need to have an exit plan, either right before, during the earthquake or right after. Now, if you're going outside, you absolutely must know what's out there. You need to be prepared. You need to look around and know your surroundings. So you don't want to run out into a worse situation. That's why it's recommended to take shelter underneath a table or a desk. It's just falling drywall or plaster or small things in your house. You go outside, it could be bigger facades. It could be things falling from higher above. It could also be a threat from below. It could be anything from sewers to natural gas lines to actual fissures that open in the ground, like the 100-foot deep fissure that opened when the volcanic eruption happened over in Iceland. So that kind of stuff can happen. It could be very quick. If you look at the Japan earthquake, the fissuring in the ground, many cracks formed instantly. So it built into tension, crack, boom, there's a 1-foot, 2-foot wide crack in the ground right there. I would just urge you to know what to do when a quake strikes. And that's to take shelter underneath a table or a desk. If you're overseas, they tell you to go outside. If you go outside, you better cover your head. Do you have an emergency kit? The emergency kits are supposed to cover you on day one of a disaster and get you through maybe a day or two. It should have a change of clothes, set of shoes, flashlight, and batteries. First aid kit, sanitation, a form of communication or a way to charge your phone. You would also possibly want other things like food and water. That's going to be a little bit more long-term or for a few days. But you need to have these things taken care of, guys. I don't sell any of that stuff, but you need to have it in a bag and have it ready to go. And just in case, you may use it for other stuff. Oh, also you need an ID and extra set of keys for stuff. If you have keys that are worth having things worth locking up. Or unlocking. So think about it. Have it planned. Be prepared. Do not be scared. Now that you know that there's a flow, a seismic flow that goes around the planet, now that you understand this, you can watch it. You can watch it flow from one region to the next. And when a storm is occurring and you see a big disturbance spreading out across the planet, and when it gets to you, you won't be shocked. Or you'll be less shocked. It's like a flood. So it's still shocking. It's still traumatic to get into a flood. But if you know that it's coming, it's way less traumatic than if you didn't know it was coming in the middle of the night. Okay, enough talking. Saving this as a video, let's get this out over on YouTube. Word up, peace out, much love, and I'll be back, hopefully.